So our board member of the day, Sheila, please stand up. She'll be available in the social hall after the celebration. If you have any questions, please see Sheila. Our practitioner of the day is Devon Embler, emeritus, licensed practitioner, and she's going to be doing a treatment for us later during the celebration. I thank Celeste Lauren, who is over here holding high watch for us today. So many things. We've got going lots and lots and lots of things happening. So many inspiring things, so many encouraging things, so many hopeful things. Please check out the entire list that is on our website at cslasheville.org. So our candle is lit. Please join me in going within as we allow the bowls to align us and the tinctures to bring us to attention.
there is one divine presence, one divine power, one light, one love, and this one is God. It is Goddess, it is the divine, it is Spirit. It is the great mystery, the creator of this life. And it is the oneness, it is the fullness and the allness of this life. So I know that as we live and breathe and have our being, we know who we are, that we are this divine presence. And I know that because God is in this place, we are here. We are God made manifest in the humanness of who we are. And our divine nature is love and light, peace and joy. So we remember with every heartbeat, with every breath, we remember the truth of who we are. Each and every one of us is the divine made manifest. So we live in this divinity. We live in this space of remembering, and we forge forth in our lives being that divine presence I know us to be, each and every one of us. And because we are divine beings, the truth of our being is health. Our bodies are healthy in absolutely every way. We have strength and vitality. Every cell, every system, every function operating optimally so that we may indeed live our best lives. And because we are the divine expression of this amazing, beautiful, all-loving energy, I know that our relationships are this same experience, the same manifestation. So there is love and there is peace and there is harmony. There is understanding, there is compassion, there is empathy. We are divinely connected with one another, and with every breath and every heartbeat, we remember that. And so we navigate, we go through our days aligning with that truth, being the best versions of us as we relate to this world and each other. I know that because we are divine beings, we are abundant in absolutely every way. So we have more than enough of whatever it is we need, want, and desire. Be it money, time, inspiration, love, joy, all of it. That is abundance. And so we lean into that remembering, that truth of who we are already. And because we are divine beings, we live inspired lives. So we live with purpose, we live with joy and creativity, doing what is ours to do, and indeed making this world a better place because of it. That is the truth of who we are, and I am grateful. I am grateful to remember these truths, grateful to remember and to know that we are infinite, beyond our wildest imagination. That is who we are. Grateful to show up in this life as Spirit made manifest. I'm grateful for this beautiful community and how we come together to learn, to laugh, to grow, to be who we have come here to be. And so I let this go to the allness, knowing my words are true and are already acted upon as I have spoken. So I release this with, and so it is.
The reading today is from This Thing Called You. I know that I am one with God, I know that God in me is perfect. I know that my real nature is spiritual. I know that I exist in a boundless good, in a heavenly state, and in perfect being. I know that my mind is clear and being acted upon by pure spirit. Divine intelligence guides me into peace, happiness, and success, into joy, love, and perfect life. Today I enter into the kingdom of my joy, into my inheritance of happiness. I know that every good purpose which I entertain is already accomplished. I know that every constructive demand or request I make upon the universe is already granted. I know that I am governed by divine law. I know that I am inspired by divine intelligence and guided by divine reason. I expect everything I do to prosper. I enthusiastically expect success. I let good flow into my experience. I am seeing good in every direction I look. I am looking forward to more good. I am entering into a deeper understanding of life. I am recognizing my union with all people and all events. Today and every day, I expect good. I anticipate meeting new friends. I joyously anticipate contacting new situations which will increase my livingness. My life is an adventure. I know that wonderful things are going to happen to me. I know that everything I do shall turn into good for myself and others. Thank you.
write an entry in your log. Take the time to simply walk your dog. Get your feet wet on the shore. Make a photo of the leaves that fall. Take a sip of sparkling wine. Hold him close when he sighs at night. May not be all about power and glory. You'll find a way to tell your story. Yes, you will. I know you will. Yeah, yes, you will. I know you will. I know. Yes, I know. Yes, I know.
Oh, thank you for that. That was great. So I'm back from a nice little vacation in Delaware, and it was just the right amount of adventure and relaxation and renewal, and most of all, spending really precious time with dear, dear friends. That was wonderful. But it's always good to get home, right? So it's good to be back, good to be with you. And I want to thank David and others who put on a great Father's Day service in my absence. I think that was great. So let's give him a big hand. Really appreciate that. So, for years we've seen a message in magazines, on billboards, but mostly it's been in our junk mail. And yet we almost always ignore it, tear it up, and throw it away. I'm talking about that dreaded envelope, "You are pre-approved." Right? Yeah, I'm talking about those pesky credit card applications. Remember those? They keep coming in and you're like, I'm broke. How could I possibly be pre-approved? But what if, because I remember a time I got those when I was broke, and I thought, how rude to rub this in, right? But then I thought, what if we saw those as a reminder of a message from Spirit, a message that often we brush off as routinely as we do those credit card applications. There's good always trying to come to us, and sometimes we completely miss it. I remember a time, it was after I left the corporate world, and I immediately moved back from wherever I was on the East Coast, moved back to Seattle. And I bought a condo and a new car, because the only other car I had was a company car, and they actually wanted it back when I left. So I was like, I need some wheels. So, I'd had some major expenses. And then I didn't want to go back to the corporate world. So I really wasn't sure what I was going to do for income yet. I hadn't, gotten the call. And so, things got a little tight financially there for a while. And here I had this beautiful new condo, and I'm like, oh, man, I got to pay for this thing. And I really didn't have the money. And I ended up having to pay my mortgage several different times with a credit card. And I remember feeling just sick about that. It's like, how your stomach tumbles at times like that. And I found myself really resenting being in that position, and which didn't help the situation any at all. And then I remember looking at my bookshelf, and I saw this book from Joel Goldsmith called Invisible Supply. And I read it, and the crux of it was, what if everything was just all right? What if everything was just right with the world, including your world? And I started to just take that in and imagine, what if it was just all right? And so I began to reframe what I was feeling and thinking about having these financial challenges, and I began to appreciate the good that God was sending my way. The fact that I had developed such great credit that I had the ability to pay my mortgage with a credit card. I was like, wow, moving into appreciation changed my whole outlook from one of resentment to one of gratitude. And it changed my whole outlook on life, and things began to shift. Because the truth is, we are pre-approved. We are indeed pre-approved. And I believe that we are all pre-approved by the biggest creditor of all. We are pre-approved by Father, Mother, God, Spirit. And that's the one that really counts. And I believe that if we really, really got that, if we really believed it, if we really embraced and embodied that idea, just imagine the impact that it would have on our lives and on our relationships, our jobs, our health, our creativity, our opportunities, our prosperity, everything in life. Imagine that just for a minute. If you got that you're pre-approved by Spirit. Close your eyes for a second and imagine that. See if you can feel the feeling of approval by Spirit, because guess what, folks? You wouldn't be here if you weren't pre-approved. Feel that. And now imagine the impact on Center for Spiritual Living Asheville when we open to this gift of Spirit. Because Center for Spiritual Living Asheville is pre-approved. We are pre-approved. Feel that. You know, for example, one of the indicators, the evidence that I see that we're pre-approved is that we have a sanctuary that has loving and wonderful and creative and smart and brilliant people in it, don't we? Give yourselves a hand. Pre-approved. Another example is this wonderful property that we have. I mean, if that's not pre-approval, I don't know what it is, right? Opportunities to have new ideas and new activities, new ways of connecting in community, new ways of connecting with the greater community, greater prosperity and abundance of every nature. That's pre-approval, right? You guys, yeah, shout some out. What are ways that show that we're pre-approved as a spiritual community? Anything? Breathing. Yes, please do breathe during. Community, absolutely. What else? What shows that we're easy for me to say. Abundance. Relationships. Food. Leadership. Music. Cool. So look at all this evidence. Pre-approved. We are pre-approved. So, you know, when things don't seem wonderful, you're having a bad hair day, think of all the ways that you individually are pre-approved. Think of all the ways that your family's pre-approved. That this is why I don't wear these things, because I get tangled up in them. Think of all the ways that we're pre-approved. Because, you know, when we forget that we're pre-approved, we get out of alignment with that divine circulation that is Spirit. We start to act from a sense of being bankrupt rather than acting from a sense of being bankrolled. We act out of emptiness. But let's remember that we are pre-approved. We are pre-approved. That's important. We've all already been issued a divine credit card with the highest credit rating and unlimited credit line in spiritual coin. But we walk around impoverished part of the time. So we must remember the truth of our being, the truth that we are pre-approved. You are pre-approved. I am pre-approved. We are pre-approved. Pre-approved to be and do and have an amazing life that you love to live. Who doesn't want a life you love to live? Anybody? If so, see me after. Pre-approved to receive Spirit's good and gifts of every nature, and free to give of our own time, talent, and treasure, free to give of who we are, because we're here on purpose, by divine appointment, pre-approved. St. Paul said, creation waits with eager longing for the revealing of the sons and daughters of God. He did not include the daughters. Paul and I have had issues around that, and so I'm helping. I added daughters. Creation waits with eager longing for the revealing of the sons and daughters of God. And Paul went on to say that this would be the opening, the awakening, the quickening of our spirit. And when we embrace that, he went on to say that the one who begins a great work in you will complete it through you. Because we are pre-approved. Pre-approved. It's important. We're pre-approved, but we must listen to the guidance of Spirit within in order for that pre-approval to make its impact in our lives and in the lives of those we touch. We must act on that inner guidance to enjoy the return on our investment, to be open and available and receptive, to receive Spirit's blessings. Invest spiritual coin in your already pre-approved credit account. And the best way that I know to do that is through spiritual practices of spiritual mind treatment, otherwise known as affirmative prayer, meditation, being still and listening to Spirit, catching Spirit's vision for our lives and for our communal lives, spiritual study, taking classes so that we can become deeper in our spiritual life, giving of our time, talent, and treasure, and celebration in spiritual community like this and like the Friday Night Spirit Express and all the other myriad things that we have happening here for us to deepen in our faith, to deepen in our spiritual experience and expression, to expand in our consciousness. We are pre-approved. We have the power of choice to participate in all the invitations and possibilities that Spirit presents to us throughout our lives. We can act from spiritual bankruptcy and be pushed by pain, or we can act from knowing that we are pre-approved by Spirit and we are pulled by vision. I believe that the earliest yearnings of our childhood are clues to what we are pre-approved for. Spirit planted the seed of a vision of my purpose deep in my soul for as long as I can remember. And you know this. You know that I wanted to be a priest or a game show host. And, you think that, how do you get that priest and game show host? Well, they go together. I was raised Catholic, and the priest always ran bingo, so i.e. priest and game show host. I do believe that as a New Thought minister, I have achieved both, being a priest and a game show host in the game of life. And I'm winning. I'm winning. And I invite you to recall the yearnings of your childhood, because there may be clues for you as to the calling for which you have been pre-approved. Even if you're retired, ask yourself, what's the call for the second and third half of my life? What's the call? It's not to be retired, it's to be revived. Let the child of your past help you to retrieve the fragments of yourself into your inherent wholeness again. Come home to your true and authentic self. Many of us did what we thought was prudent to do, or what our parents or somebody told us that we should do with our lives, and we went and did that. For some of us, it worked out well. Some of us, So now's the time that you get to retrieve those childhood yearnings, those childhood dreams, and say, this was the true call. Answer it. It's never too late. Perhaps you'll even find it in loving service in this spiritual community. This is a place to experiment. Gee, I always wanted to be a singer. Join these guys in one voice. Gee, I always wanted to be part of the music program. Do that. Gee, I always wanted to learn how to cook something that other people would actually eat. Join the kitchen team. I want to learn the difference between a weed and a flower. Join the grounds team. There are all kinds of ways that you can experiment with things and find out, gee, maybe this is part of my calling. And at the same time, be in loving service to others here or in the greater community. You know, your child knew it was pre-approved all along. There was a place in you as a child that knew you were pre-approved all along. And then we did this crazy thing called growing up. And many of us forgot that we were pre-approved. And we focused on all the things that were wrong, all the things that we weren't good at, all the ways in which we were not enough. Let's stop it. Go back to that child who knew the truth of you. You know, when I was a kid, I had a pretty inflated idea of myself. I had a hard time of expressing it sometimes because when I first came to this country, I didn't speak English, I spoke German. And people would laugh when I opened my mouth to speak. It didn't matter to me that it was a different language. I had something to say, and by God, I was going to say it whether you understood it or not. And so, you know, adults laughed because they thought it was cute. Kids laughed because they thought I was a Martian. And at some point, I got tired of people laughing at me every time I opened my mouth. So I buttoned up, and I just went silent for a while. And what I was doing was listening and learning so that I could speak in ways that I could be understood. There's a song about that. Speak in ways that I can understand. It's a Ricky Byers song. So anyway, I did this silent period, and it kind of freaked my parents out. So they took me to a psychiatrist. You know, I'm 6. How much angst, you know, can there really be? So I sat with the guy. We went to a particular one because he spoke German. So we went, when I come out, my parents asked me, so how was it? And I said, well, in German, I said, he's a nice man, but he's not very smart. And they said, what? And I said, yeah, I had to teach him his shapes. And they go, you had to teach him his shapes? And I said, yeah. He drew a triangle, and he said, what is this? And I told him. And he drew a circle, what is this? I told him. I said, yeah, I had to teach him his shapes. So, you know, would that we were that confident now, right? So at that tender young age, I knew I was pre-approved and pretty smart too. And then I began to speak English. And very quickly I was correcting the adults. My parents said, that's not nice to correct adults. I said, yeah, but they're wrong. You know, don't you think they'd like to know? So, you know, let's reignite that confidence and that knowingness that we had as a kid. You know, that we were fearless in that knowingness, fearless in that faith. And so bring that with you. Bring forth that authentic beingness. That happens when we align with Spirit within and all around us. We're blessed, and we become a blessing then. We're filled to overflowing with this divine credit that we've been given. So fully invest yourself. Whip out that divine credit card whenever needed and act from the overflow of inspiration, not from the bankruptcy of desperation. Inspiration, the in-breath of Spirit, because you are pre-approved. And Center for Spiritual Living Asheville is pre-approved. And so commit to taking your energy and your attention off of lack and limitation and let negative energy zappers atrophy from that lack of attention. Do not hang out with negative energy zappers. They will do you no earthly good. Let them go. And instead replace them by putting energy and attention on the good that Spirit is always gifting us, always. Put attention on what it is that we want to experience individually and together as community, and it will come to be. We will attract that to us with a vision of good, a vision of plenty, a vision of life abundant in every single way. Sharon Riddell wrote, invest in yourself, your family, your friends, your community, your spirit, your planet and spirit if you want a high rate of return. I vote for a high rate of return. So let's do that together in community and in partnership with Spirit. blessings on your journey, knowing that you are pre-approved. We are pre-approved, and begin by investing and making deposits in your spiritual bank account with daily spiritual practices. And together we say, and so it is. In faith, and remember from the Aramaic, amen, in faith I commit to this with my whole being, and I hope you do too. I'm going to ask our prosperity acceptors to come forward. Somewhere I've got money to give you. So this is our opportunity to participate in that divine flow of circulation, of giving and receiving, giving and receiving, giving and receiving, of the gifts that have blessed us and now will bless others. I know that many of you send things in or do them electronically, and some send us checks, and here they are. So if you are one of those people, I'm going to ask you to hold your hand to your heart. If you're actually putting something in a basket, I'd ask you to hold that to your heart and infuse your gift with all the qualities of spirit that resonate most with your soul. It might be prosperity and abundance. It might be compassion and love. It might be joy and harmony. It might be peace and power and presence. Whatever that might be, wholeness, fun, exhilaration, whatever it is, creativity. Infuse your gift with that energy and know that it will multiply as it travels on to bless others. So let's put that one in there. And I believe, you know what? I want to invite the live streamers. You can participate in this divine flow and circulation of abundance as well. There's a little button for you to push that you can participate as well, and we appreciate you and your gifts for being with us and sending your energy our way. And so let's affirm together. Each of you should give what you have decided in your heart to give, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver. So, give cheerfully, you guys. I should see a lot of smiles out there. All right. Thank you.
Hit it, Lou. place in our human evolution. People get ready for a love revolution. Yeah, here we go. Shine the light into the world. Shine the light into the world. Shine a light into the world. Let it shine. Ooh, let it shine. It is time for one and all to live the dream, answer the call. Yeah. Answer the call. There is enough love in your heart to change the world. Change the world. Shine your light into the world. Shine your light into the world. Everybody sing that. Shine your light into the world. Let it shine. Ooh, shine. Let it shine.
Yeah. Let it shine. And so we bless these gifts and pass them on to do the work of Spirit in and through and as each one of us as we participate in the flow of this divine circulation of abundance, of more than enough to enjoy, to spare, and to share. And for these we are eternally grateful. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. And so, let's see. This is an opportunity for, if you are a first-time visitor, to let us know you're here since you've had a chance to test drive us. Anyone for the first time? Okay. We have welcome packets, and you can pick those up in the lobby if you're a little shy to raise your hand right now. Those are available to you. See this lovely woman right here? She will give those to you out there in the lobby. So thank you for being here, and if you're new to us online, thank you for being here as well. We appreciate that. And we also have a commitment here to bless our children, whether they're actually in the sanctuary with us or not. We know they're out there. We know there's a child inside each one of you. And we know there are children all over the world. And especially we want to send love and blessings to those in hot spots all over the world, like Ukraine and Gaza. And our letter to God from Norma today: Dear God, did you mean for giraffe to look like that, or was it an accident? Good question. Good question, but the giraffe does seem to be comfortable with itself. All right, so we're going to bless our kids and ourselves. We love you, we bless you, and we know you are perfect. All right. And so I'm going to invite our prayer practitioners to come forward, please. And these are folks who have studied for a number of years to become proficient at the practice of spiritual mind treatment or affirmative prayer. They're available to you after the service. Let's stand right in the center here. We like you centered. Yeah, it's good for practitioners to be centered. And they'll be available to you after the service to know a greater possibility for you to know that you are pre-approved. And I just want to introduce this man. This is Mitch. He's just back off of vacation, as you can see, because all of his clean pants are in the laundry. So his long pants. Had I known you were going to be here today, Mitch, I would have worn my shorts as well. But Mitch is actually a Science of Mind practitioner, originally from Agape, but he was also one of my chaplains at Unity of Sarasota. So he wears both hats. And as it turns out, he lives here in the summer and fall, so he will be joining us summer and fall. So we welcome Mitch. Just know that any practitioner wearing a stole is available to you. If they're here but not wearing a stole, please give them some space because they're here to refresh and renew so that they can serve you next time. So let's thank them for their service. All right, and let's do our affirmation. I know everything I need to know comes from Spirit within me because we are pre-approved. Don't forget that.